Well, who got more money than they know what to do with? The government.
Have y'all watched LeakYou video? LeakYou? LeakYou that looked at your goddamn PPP loan? Girl, she going through all of your shit on her chunk. Have y'all watched LeakYou video?
Girl, if you gonna be in the correctional system by Christmas, let us know so we can take care of Princess.
If it's true, it's gonna come out. If it's not, it's not. You have to be very careful. So J. True said, I know her works. Well, we don't know though. And let me say this, but I want you all to be very careful on what you believe on YouTube. I mean, I was supposed to be bankrupt and evicted and in foreclosure and all of this stuff. Prove it. That's the whole thing. If she's lying, then prove it.
I'm your huckleberry.
Hello, YouTube. So I've been threatening for some time to present a video on the SBA's disaster loan program. So when the pandemic first hit the United States, SBA and various agencies across the country were doing collaboratives and webinars about the available business resources. And let's just say that I have exposure to it. This is essentially a bare bones presentation, to the point, nitty and the gritty of the details. Specifically for our community, I just never found time, but since there's been so much misinformation being disseminated as of late and calling on each other about loans that you're entitled to, I just thought I'd drop in and share some information, factual information, to help clarify things. I did a long video the other day, an expose. It was a little bit too much. I'm going to explain how you may qualify to receive a free grant up to $15,000. By the way, the game is not to be hated, but to be played. And I got some notes from the playbook. So let's get into it, shall we? All right, let's do it.
School starts Sunday.
Let me break it down for you real quick.
Oh, by the way, if any other YouTubers want to share this video on your platform, you have my express consent to do so. Please, by all means, I want to help spread the word before time is up. I've stripped all the copyrighted material out of it, except for my little prints up front. So just cut around that. So yeah, I want to share this information because time is ticking and the program is set to expire at the end of this year. So anyway, let's start from the top, all right? What's going on? So the Small Business Administration, SBA, Small Business Administration of America, provided two primary loans under the CARES Act, PPP and the EIDL. PPP is called Paycheck Protection Program. And what that was, it was designed to provide a direct incentive for small businesses to keep their workers on payroll. The PPP could be used to help cover payroll costs, including benefits, but may also be paid to cover other expenses such as mortgage interest, rent, utilities, worker protection costs. You could even pay sick days with that. So basically that was to cover payroll costs. PPP was a short-term loan with an interest rate of only 1%. And even better, it was a forgivable loan. The government actually wanted to make it a grant and basically just give out their free money. Yes, Miss Kwani, they wanted to give out their free money, and they did. So once you got the loan, you could apply for forgiveness. So essentially, the PPP was a 100% forgivable loan. There were two draws you could have gotten. You could have gotten 2 loans per business. Unfortunately, the Paycheck Protection Program has expired. So if you didn't get in, then sorry about it. But you do have time to get the idle money, the loan, or the grant, or both. Many people did. Okay, so we know now that the PPP covered payroll costs. What does the idle cover? The idle is, again, a low interest, long-term federal disaster loan covering working capital to organizations suffering substantial economic injury as a result of COVID-19. The economic injury disaster loan. And now that did not cover payroll. I've been hearing information that somebody got a loan for idle to pay payroll. No, let me clear that up. Idle covers operating expenses. And what does a YouTuber need? Lights, camera, action, internet, phone. So yeah, those are allowable expenses. And so idle was opened up to include independent contractors as well and landlords. So if you're an independent contractor, like a YouTuber or a sole proprietor, you own your own business, even if it's home-based, you do hair, you do nails, you're an Uber driver, gardener, lawyer, plumber, actor, reality star, dog groomer, and you get a 1099, you work for yourself, or that is your own business, you would qualify. And you don't have to have any employees for both of these loans. You don't have to have employees. You could have gotten the payroll protection to pay your own payroll. You could have gotten the COVID or the idle to cover your own expenses. And if you're like a YouTuber and you're home based, you could use some of those proceeds to cover rent, mortgage, utilities, things of that nature. So I'm not going to dive too deeply into it, but just to clear up the main primary misnomers I'm hearing. First of all, both programs, PPP and idle, you don't have to have employees. You can be your own individual employee, the sole proprietor, or an independent contractor. Now, for instance, if you're a YouTuber, you need internet, lights, a recording device, phone, computer. Those are some of your expenses. So you guys were really worried about those lamps. I'm not saying I don't know what somebody did and how they spent their money, but it could have been, let me give you two ways those would have been allowable through PPP and through the idle, if that were the case. Just devil's advocate. If the PPP proceeds were used, legal. If the idle money used, legal. Why? For PPP, I told you it covered payroll. And most people who were independent contractors, for instance, a Uber driver, landlord. Oh, no, not landlord. That doesn't count. Because landlord, you receive passive income. Another story, another video. But through Uber driver, YouTube content creator, actor, plumber, you work for yourself, you get a 1099, or you just get cash from your customers. Basically, you work for yourself. You don't have an employer who tells you where to go, when to go, and how to do it. You work for yourself. You're not controlled by another entity. So anyway, my point was, what was my damn point? I don't. Oh, okay. So PPP. So say you got a PPP loan, and you pay yourself. So once you pay yourself, then you paid yourself. So you spend the money how you want to spend your money. So when you get your paycheck, does your boss reach back and say what you can spend your money on, how you can spend it when? Does Uncle Sam tell you how you can spend your money? No one can tell you how to spend your money. The fraud, we're conflating things. The fraud was when people lied about how many employees they had to get the maximum, say they wanted $20,000 per employee, up to the maximum amount. Maybe they took out $2 million in PPP loans and went out and bought houses, cars, and all that stuff. Is that legal? Hell to the no. We know that's not legal. If you submitted a legitimate application based on your legitimate earnings, based on your legitimate tax returns, and you got this PPP, nobody can say shit to you how you can spend your payroll. Okay. Idle. Again, idle covered operating expenses. Lights, camera, action. I need some lights. I need a lamp. If I spend 8,000, it doesn't matter. That's grown folks' business, how much they spend. It's not anyone's business. Not that I'm taking sides, but I'm just kind of incited by misinformation. I want to inform you guys. I want to inform my people. There's money out there. Don't condemn people who took advantage of it. Why don't you take advantage of it? And that's why I'm here, because there's still some more money out there. So let's not hate the game. Let's share the game. Share, share, share. I'm going to teach. Let's get it going, all right? So get that money. That's why I'm here. I want my people to get the money, because we don't get what we're supposed to get. We know that system. Another story. I'm trying to stay succinct, and to the point. That's my limitation. I'm long-winded. I can't help it. And I'm like Tyrion Lannister. I drink and I know shit. Anyway, I don't say faded, but I know shit, and I want to share shit, if that's all right with you. All right. Back to the story. Okay, so now how can you get this money? Now, if you are a qualifying business, I told you what they were: independent contractor, sole proprietor, list goes on. If you're a corporation or a business, you probably already know about it. It's the independent contractors that were likely not in the know. Okay, so EIDL is still there. You can go to sba.gov, look under coronavirus disaster relief programs, EIDL, EIDL. You can apply. It's a short, simple application, 2 pages. You do, however, need to have your 2019 taxes already with process, not just submitted, process, because there's a backlog, and if they're not processed, then you don't stand a great chance. You can maybe call a tax advocate to help expedite the processing of your tax returns, because they say technically you're supposed to be approved by December 31st, 2021 to get this EIDL money. So that's why I'm encouraging you, if you have not yet started, get started today, because it's not much time. And if you need some help or some questions, leave me a comment at this video, and then I'll reach out to you. Or you can go to my Instagram. I'll post my Instagram here, and then you can reach me there if you have questions. But leave a comment, and then let me know you have a question. Other people may have your same question, so start with some comments in the comment section, and I'll help there. SBA.gov. Start your application if you qualify. For all you YouTubers and you made a certain amount. I do believe with COVID, though, with the EIDL, you would have had to have made at least $1,000. You're going to have to check that. I forget what it was. Now, I don't feel like checking. I'm tired, but I'm giving you this much information. You can go back and check and see what is the minimum amount of money you would have had to make in 2019. Everything is based on your 2019 when the pandemic hit. So that's what they're doing. People had losses in 2020, 2021 because of the pandemic. So it's based off your 2019 income, tax returns, because of all the fraud, widespread pervasive fraud. They're not just giving it out without further vetting people. So there's more information that they're making sure is in the system since 2021. All the rampant fraud happened in 2020. It's tightened up greatly. But the safeguards are making it harder for legitimate businesses to get through. So because if you had an application, if you had an EIDL last year they gave 2 months of working capital. This year, I think it was about 2 months. This year they expanded upon, like 2021, they just dumped a whole lot more money. That's why we got PPP number 2 this year, and then EIDL, they're increasing it. So I told you payroll protection paid 2.5 months of payroll. EIDL went from they gave you a loan of $2,000 2 months last year. This year they're providing you 24 months of working capital, a loan. It's a loan. So, but there's more money to be had. They raise the maximums and all that. So you can get your loan for your working capital, so you can buy you some lights too and pay your internet bill too. Okay, get into it. All the way into it. Stop hating. Participate. Get in. So anyway, so that's EIDL. Now, here's the thing. The grant is still available. That $1,000 per employee grant is no longer available. That was last year. It ended July 10th, 2020, where they had that $1,000 per employee grant up to a maximum of $10,000. Okay, so and let me just redirect really quick just to say, when you see somebody got a loan of $10,000 in those databases, that's not the grant money, which people are thinking about. That doesn't mean the person got $1,000 per employee. That's a misnomer, as stated in that LeakYou video. I'm gonna just straight say it. In the LeakYou video, she alleged that Spy's $10,000 idle loan was for 10 employees. It's all the way fucking wrong. She's thinking back last year when they gave out grants up to $10,000, $1,000 per employee. Was there a lot of fraud with that? Yeah, I'm not gonna go into it because I'm trying to keep this short. But that was grant money, not the loan money. Furthermore, when the databases only reflect the loan, so that's straight loan. It doesn't matter how many employees you had with idle. Idle is not to cover payroll or employees. That was paycheck protection. That was based on your employees, number of employees. If it was 100. Idle covers operating expenses, lights, camera, action, mortgage, whatever your day-to-day operating expenses were. That's what idle covers. Doesn't matter how many employees you have or you didn't have. You don't have to have employees. I will reiterate that point again. You don't have to have employees. So, and when you see the databases cover loan, not grant. So when you see 10,000 loan, that's 10,000 loan based on one employee, two employees. It doesn't matter, if that makes sense. So idle. So you can apply for the loan still today, but hurry up. And if you're not sure if your 2019 taxes were processed, you can go check your IRS account and you'll see if they were. Check your record of account, your transcripts. It's posted. It's there. You can see if it's posted. So that's another story. Again, if you want some questions, you need a little help, leave it in the comment. I'll share what I can. Okay, so now there is grant money. There is that targeted advance grant. So how the idle is set up, and I'll try to make this succinct, is once you apply, say a business applies for a $100,000 loan, they will give you they used to, well, I said I'm going to dive deep. Okay, let me just shorten it. There are grants available. And even if you don't qualify for the loan, like you apply, they deny you based on credit or whatever, you can still get the grant. And that's what people were doing last year. And that's what people did before the pandemic. And all the years of the idle loan, if you had your business was hit by a hurricane, you applied for $100,000, $200,000 loan, they would give you the $10,000 up front, and then you would get a loan of the remaining balance of like $190. You get the loan from $190, but the $10,000 was free up front. Say you applied and they denied you for the whole $200, but you still got to keep the $10,000 grant. Get it? Or say you got approved for the $200 and they already gave you the $10, and you thought, well, you know what? I don't want to incur any more debt like that. Fuck the loan. Just give me the grant. You could have done that. And even last year, everybody who applied for idle before July 10th, you got $1,000 per employee. If you all you gotta do is ask for it. It's like you check a box. You want the grant or not? Yes, no. Yes, you get the $1,000 per employee. Not your. I don't want to go. So that's how that works. Up to 10,000. So that's gone. No more money. But so people that was outraged. People were pissed. People sued the SBA because they knew that the ones who read the law knew the law, and it's the law that they were supposed to get 10,000 per business, regardless if they qualified for the loan or not. Once you apply, you're supposed to get it. So government was like hell to the no because they opened it up to everybody across the country. Again, idle normally was a localized program. You're not going to have a hurricane in every city. You're not going to have an earthquake in every city and state. But the pandemic hit everybody pretty much, so they couldn't give out the 10,000 to everybody, especially when they open it up to Uber drivers and other kind of independent contractors, YouTubers, dog groomers, whoever. Their mama could get it damn near. You had a home-based business or whatever kind of business and you're making a certain amount per year, you could qualify. Okay, so I told you that there was a lot of backlash behind businesses not receiving the $10,000 advance grant. So in 2021, when the funds were replenished for these programs under the CARES Act, which allowed for more money for both programs, PPP and EIDL, they allowed Draw 2 and PPP, and they extended the maximum amounts you can get in the EIDL. So if you apply now, you can apply for 24 months worth of operating capital. It's going to be based on your IRS taxes. It's basically based on your gross income. How much money did you make in 2019 minus cost of goods? So it's a whole equation. But anyway, you can get some money, a loan, low interest, long-term loan if you need it. And then you can also try to qualify for the Targeted Advance Grant. So they brought back the $10,000 grant this time around in 2021. You don't need any employees. It's not based on how many employees. It could just be you, yourself, and you. So the primary qualification for the Targeted Advance Grant of $10,000 to $15,000 is your business has to be located in a low-income community. Now, if you have a home-based business, that means your home has to be located in a qualifying community. There is a tool on the SBA site and also the Hello Skip app that Miss Girl spoke of. He had the first one, matter of fact, low-income map, one of the first ones. So you can see if you qualify. And that's it. There's not going to be any change. People were trying to wait and see if they would change it up because there's billions of dollars left. I think it was like $40 billion left. So if you know YouTubers or whoever who live in a low income, tell them to apply, get that money. And you can check out the qualifications, and there are some certain stipulations. So, but when you check out the application, it will tell you the things that will disqualify you. I'm not going to get into it, but there's a lot of money left, so I'm just trying to inform the crowd. Okay. Okay, the last thing I will address is corporate or business structure. And I'm going to just say it. I'm going to address these LeakYou allegations against Fye. Better yet, let me just go ahead and bring in some of the clips taken from the longer full-length expose. I didn't mean to make it that long. I'm sorry. I just kind of got into it. I have a lot going on in my mind sometimes. I'm tearing. So anyway, yeah, and I took out the music so you don't have the copyright infringement claim potential. And I don't feel like recording no more. So all right, YouTube, good luck with everything. And
this is your corporation certificate. And here's one, Babe Nation here in Wig Company. Now I want you to pay attention. This says July 17th, 2020, right? Right? Okay, well, let's go to the first one. When did you get this license? Oh, wow, look at that. You got that license, you got this Babe Nation Hair and Wig certificate on Monday, October 19th, 2020. When did you get the loan?
A knowledgeable person would see that that's likely her independent contractor work. She's doing business in her own name. Remember, I told you Schedule C, Schedule E on your IRS taxes, 1040. She likely has a YouTube content creator income, and she has her landlord. That's in her name. And for you hating ass snitches who don't have ish else to do but try to get black people or other people, whoever people are people, keep it a spade, keep it 100, are people in trouble with the feds, and you want to call IRS to report she got YouTube money, it's already been done. Anybody working for YouTube is going to be, and you're getting your income, they're going to, and you make a certain amount, they're going to report it to the IRS for you. So it's already been reported. IRS already knows that you guys get YouTube AdSense money. Google is for damn sure sending over that information to the IRS, and it's processed. If you check out your transcripts, like I told you, go to irs.gov. You can also look at your wage earnings, who reported money on you. So IRS is going to be informed. Just like I talked about And you can employ your family members. Just I know that I touched on this. People were tripping like, oh, she employed her mom, like it's dumb. First of all, it's dumb not to. It's dumb not to employ your family members that you're giving money to anyway. Maybe they're doing chores and stuff for you anyway. Your kids, your of age kids. You guys don't know the game. Check out that long version video and look up household designation. I won't go into it, but yeah. So all you YouTubers, you're getting enough. If you're getting a certain amount of money that's reportable, you stand on the game. You can utilize these programs. So what's with it? What's with the hate? Like I said, don't hate the game. Just learn the game. All right. Oh, let me say this. When you apply for these loans, let me clarify this. This is the foundation of it. When you file for any of these loans, it's in the business name. So you can't, as for Babe Nation Wigs, she wouldn't file that under Shalina. She files her taxes under Babe Nation Wig, and she would apply for the loan under Babe Nation Wig. So Babe Nation Wig is not a part of these programs. Go find Babe Nation Wig on those databases, and then you'll have something. You don't have anything because Shalina got a loan. Shalina is entitled to get a loan with her Schedule C, Schedule E income. Get into that. Moreover, notice how this restaurant got 2 loans. It was draw 1 and draw 2. And that's Old Lady Gang 2. So she potentially could have gotten loans for Old Lady Gang 1, 2, 3, Blaze, Tags, her Real Housewives income. Candy could have had multiple loans because she has multiple streams of income. Get into it. I'm here to teach. I'm a teach. Let's get into it. Do you see Candy's name? No, you see the name of the business. That's how a business name would appear. So, and also notice the amount that they got. Somebody who had multiple employees, their loan will look more like that. So you guys are crying about 10 and 7 or whatever she got. Look at this amount. That's if you see something in 6 digits, then maybe you have something.
Huh. So you got a COVID bailout loan that was designated an EIDL bailout at that was designated for companies to save employees' jobs. Shall I keep going?
No, love, please stop. The EIDL is not to cover payroll. Remember, the PPP covered payroll. EIDL covered other standard operating expenses.
But I'm looking at the entire state of Illinois. I'm looking at the entire state, and then I come across these names. Oh, I'm like, oh, they're managers, huh? Well, okay. Did they get any fucking EIDL loans?
Let me explain something to you. Honey, child. Members, officers, or managers, for that matter, of an LLC are not necessarily employees. Get into it. It's a separate issue. They don't have to be on a payroll. Girl, I'm about to invoice you for my services. God damn it. Listen, do you see Shalina's name listed? They can have their own separate businesses. What makes you think that they have nothing else going on but Shalina's wig business? Clearly, they are helping her out. So if you're a YouTuber and you would like to host a little mini webinar or me to come and present this information on your panel to share how people could apply, let me know. All right, y'all. Take care.
More money, more money, more